The Upper Moreland School District is proud to serve the students and families of Upper Moreland Township. Over the years, our school district has evolved just as our community has grown and changed with time. Graduates of Upper Moreland are raising their families in the district, and new families have moved into the area to join our community of Golden Bears. As our community has evolved, so too has the school population changed. In 1970, more than 5,400 students attended Upper Moreland. At that time, the district had 4 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. In the 1980s, the district enrollment had declined to 3,300 students. During that decade, we closed 2 elementary schools, North Willow Grove and Woodlawn Elementary Schools. Cold Spring and Round Meadow remained as the 2 elementary schools. At the turn of the century, around the year 2000, district enrollment seemed to remain consistently between 3,000 and 3,200 students. In response to this stable enrollment, the district closed 2 of its remaining elementary schools, Cold Spring and Round Meadow, to create 1 large elementary school. The district also added a new science wing and updated athletic fields and facilities at the high school. Since 2021, Upper Moreland's enrollment has started to increase from about 3,300 students in 2021 to 3,500 students in 2024. The district is faced with the challenge of responding to what appears to be an upward trend in enrollment. To better understand whether the recent increase of enrollment is just a bubble or a longer trend, Upper Moreland enlisted a well-established demography firm, Cropper GIS, to develop enrollment projections and conduct a capacity analysis of the district's current facilities. Beginning in October 2023, members of the Cropper team visited the district to gather information on housing and development from the district. They toured each school and talked with each principal. Cropper also gathered data on home sales, census data, and live births to inform their projections. They presented their findings to the board in November 2023. Based on the data they analyzed, Cropper projected that over the next 10 years, Upper Moreland enrollment will continue to increase, with the largest increase in enrollment occurring in the first 5 years. The district is projected to grow from a population of 3,500 to 3,800 in 10 years. Further, Cropper shared that based on their analysis, the district's schools appear to be at capacity or over capacity.
We met with each building principal and interviewed them and asked them some questions about how the building is operating, or where there may be choke points in the building, where there may be bottlenecks, and how they feel in terms of how the building functions with the enrollment that they have.
This population forecast drives the enrollment forecast, and it's an essential part of our project. Or any enrollment forecast should really depend on a population forecast per age group. So in order to create this population forecast, we get our various sets of data, starting with the census. Census 2020 is our main source of data for this project. They just published the block level data this year, and we're glad to be utilizing it for this project. So this creates a launch year for our forecast. From there, we create age-specific fertility rates.
The results of the enrollment projections and capacity study raises questions about how the district can respond to this growing enrollment. Do we need to plan for any renovations? Do we need to add on to a current building or build a new building? What are the current maintenance needs of the district? And most importantly, what can we afford? In order to make decisions in response to the enrollment projections, the board needed to have an understanding of the health of our facilities and possible solutions to the increasing enrollment. A comprehensive review of the health of our buildings had last occurred in 2012.
We're inviting architects and engineers to come out to the facility on Friday and take a look at the buildings and give us proposals for a very comprehensive evaluation of the district facilities in order to come up with a 5-year plan for capital and for general maintenance repair work that's needed in the building.
If I could just add, April, that I think the emphasis of this report at this time, I believe, is crucial because we've just had the proper data for enrollment projections, and now we can begin to look at our facilities and we incorporate that report into looking at strategic planning, if you will, and then begin to marry our financial resources to those capital resources as we move forward. So I think this is coming at a perfect time for the school district as we begin to meld those two data sets together and begin to understand how we move forward and encompass the children that we're expecting in the near and long-term future.
In April of 2024, the board listened to proposals by 2 firms to conduct a comprehensive facilities study. After discussing the presentations, the board reached consensus to hire KCBA Architects and Dewey Engineering to conduct a comprehensive facilities study.
So we understand your facilities. As Mike said, we both have worked for your district in the past and hope to continue to do so. Again, our assessment will take a look at all of the equipment, all of the infrastructure. We will look at, as Mike said, the windows, the doors, the hardware, all of the finishes. It will look at the ceiling systems, roofs, site. Every component that is in the building will be looked at and will be reported back to you in terms of its condition.
After they were approved by the board in April, KCBA and Dewey began gathering information and analyzing each facility. They surveyed staff and families to gather feedback on pain points. They flew a drone over the schools during arrival and dismissal to understand traffic patterns, and they held a focus group with high school students. In September 2024, KCBA and Dewey presented their findings to the board. This included a comprehensive notebook with detailed information about each building. They ranked needs using a logic matrix, which accounted for safety, physical impact, life expectancy, and educational impact. They also presented conceptual ideas responsive to district growth and pain points. The conceptual ideas included a renovation at the elementary school, an addition to the middle school, a brand new middle school, and renovations to the high school. The board listened to the presentation in September and took time to review the documents shared at the meeting. In October, KCBA and Dewey returned to answer board questions. Additionally, the administration presented a review of the enrollment projections and an analysis of the district's financial health to help the board establish priorities. This presentation included a translation of the enrollment projections into sections and average class sizes, a proposed 5-year maintenance plan and budget to address the most pressing maintenance needs, and an overview of financial options and long-term debt and financing impacts the board would need to consider for any potential new projects. After a robust discussion, the board reached consensus that at this time it was more important to prioritize funding on staffing and maintenance needs of the current facilities. Their goal is to focus on the development of a 5-year capital plan which maintains our current facilities. The board is not comfortable increasing the district's debt to build additions to any of the current schools, as this would place the district in very tight financial constraints. As the Upper Moreland community has changed over time, the school district has prepared for and responded to those changes in a fiscally responsible manner. Amid our evolving community, there is one constant. The Board of School Directors and the administration remain committed to maintaining solid fiscal management, which targets personnel, facilities, and programming to prepare our students for success in a complex and interdependent world.